A community is still shaken 2 days after a peaceful rally in Toronto's Little Jamaica neighborhood turned violent. Both police officers and civilians were injured when two men were arrested here on Saturday night, and the province's police watchdog has now taken over the investigation, a warning that some of the images in this story may be disturbing to some viewers.
How do you sleep at night, bro? Look at the man, bro. Look at this.
Bystanders watch helplessly as a man is pinned to the ground, crying out for help.
And that's how you control him? This is how you control him?
Police officers form a circle around the man, attempting to block the view, but witnesses say they could still see an officer punching him.
He's bleeding even more.
Why is he bleeding now?
So how is that de-escalating? He's already in custody. He's on the grounds. Work with the community, get him to where he needs to go, which is probably like Cambridge or another hospital.
Sebastian Mendoza Price was one of the witnesses watching the events unfold in horror.
I think it was a combination of helplessness and frustration.
Here's how it all happened. A peaceful rally was underway for community members to reclaim Toronto's Little Jamaica neighborhood and bring attention to the destructive effects of COVID-19, LRT construction, and gentrification. That's when a man from the crowd started jumping on a vehicle that was passing by. This video shows what happened when he jumped off the car. Police surrounded him and he took a swing at one officer. Officers then tased him. A second man coming to his defense, whipping his sweater at officers, was also detained. Police say 4 officers were sent to hospital as a result of the incident, and 3 others suffered minor injuries. Community members say it all could have been avoided if police had come to them first.
It was just this really spur of the moment, frustrating incident, but there was enough build up too that the police could have totally come to the organizers and been like, let's work on this together, because this was clearly a member of the community. It's these outside agitators, which police officers are, that make people like that feel unsafe.
Why didn't he punch him? I understand he's not acting himself.
The other issue, why an officer was allegedly punching him when he was already bleeding on the ground.
That's so wrong.
You don't know if the individual was reaching for something or if he was kicking the officer. So sometimes in those cases, an officer has to use a little bit higher level of force. And unfortunately, it's physical kicks or physical punches that they have to do. But if the individual is already detained, and I mean, if there's multiple police officers on the individual, there's no need to be punching anybody after the fact. If a person is subdued and there's no threat to anybody, any member of the public or the police officers themselves, then anything that happens after that, punching, kicking, then that's an excessive or unjustified use of force.
The SIU had no updates to provide today, and Toronto police can't comment while they are investigating. They also couldn't provide details on the severity of the arrested man's injuries, but we do know that all of the officers that were injured are now at home and recovering.